Hello everybody, it's Bets Golden. I am with Chalk Couture 101, Chalkology 101 today, and I want to do some chalk ink on this pillow for my guest bedroom. This is a pillow from Canvas Core brand. It's beautiful, it's really well made, it's one of their larger ones in black, and I wish I would have gotten this in this size, which is really long, and then also the square size, because the back of this is a flap, and the beauty of this mat is it's sticky, so it holds my fabric straight and sturdy, and it doesn't allow bleed through. So to avoid bleed through, I ended up taking a craft mat, like one of these that's used in my scrapbooking room or craft room, that's 12 by 12, and I just slid it in first. It's down here. I slid it in first. I don't think you can see it. It's pretty well hidden from that. And then I slid this on top of this one flap. What that will do is it'll allow no bleed through, and I'm hoping that it's long enough for my image. Appears to be, and that it won't slide around. So I'm going to push it down a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to be doing Stand Tall, Wear a Crown, and Be Sweet on the inside. The colors that I'm using are the Chalk Couture ink, which is going to be in this fun bumblebee yellow, as well as green ink. That's going to be step one. And then step two involves this wonderful piece with some white ink. All right, so I've already used this. My back is marked. It's already been fuzzed, but even if it hasn't been fuzzed, it doesn't matter because it's going on canvas. And the canvas will fuzz it for me, which is wonderful. Okay, so that looks about right. Just gonna take and my squeegee, make sure that I don't have any air pockets in because I don't want that. Squeegee this out. I do have a bump on the bottom here, so I'm gonna have to be aware of that. This bump right here is where my craft mat ends. See if I can't push it down a little bit fast because it is chalk. So I'm going to set up on the side a piece of paper towel. I have my water bottle ready. I have two squeegees, and I have a craft stick. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm first going to start off with the green on the top. Actually, I don't have to work that fast because it's ink. If it was chalk, I'd have to work a little bit quicker, but this is ink. And with ink, I have to be a little bit more careful, so I don't want to walk around with inky fingers. And I'm just going to push this green on into the fabric. And remember, my mat is not covering all of this. Some of this is my craft mat. So I'm going to have to be super duper careful and stretch it out as I go to make sure that I get a really nice covering. And I'm really, really glad that this doesn't dry as fast as chalk does, because I really think I'm going to need that extra time today. I really love the mats that they come with because they are sticky. And so they hold that fabric in place beautifully. Blend this yellow and this green up here. So I'm simply going to take my yellow and run it into my green. Now, when you're working with the ink, you can always save usually whatever you don't use. In this particular situation, since I'm going to be doing a blending, I'm not going to be able to save it. So just keep that in mind. It's going to have to, because you'll contaminate and change your color. And pineapples are kind of green down the edges sometimes, so I'm totally okay with that. All right, so let me see how we did. I'm going to lift this up after I clean off my fingers, because again, this is the ink. And when you're pulling, you don't want to pull from the corner. You can start it in the corner just fine, but you want to make your way on over and pull it down. In the center as much as you can. Not bad, considering that I didn't have the mat. So I'm going to finish this off with some other things. I'm going to go rinse off my stencil. You always want to run this under some warm water. You don't want it to dry or else it'll ruin your print. I don't know if you can see, but underneath my hand, that is all a screen print. So it's a netting. So it's fabric. So you don't ever want to let it dry. This might stain because it's ink, and that's totally okay. It will not ruin the transfer whatsoever, but I do want to get it rinsed, and I'm going to put it on my drying rack with a sticky side up, and I'm going to let it dry like that. So from here, I need to go press it with my iron, and I press it in sections of about 30 seconds, going over each section 3 or 4 times. What that does is it sets the ink permanent, and you won't be able to get it off, which is what we want, because if I have to wash it, we want it to stay set. Now when you do this, you want to cover the image with a piece of parchment paper, and that just allows the ink to not transfer to the other side, to your ironing board and smudge or burn. So always make sure you put a piece of parchment paper over the image, and you want to press it at a medium setting. So I'm going to go do that off screen because there's no way I can show you my ironing from here. And then I'll be back to finish it up with the next layer. I could go ahead and do the next one, but I'd rather get this set first. Alright, so there's my image so far. Now I'm going to add some pineapples around this. So this should be fun. It definitely looks like a chalked image in real life, which is super cool. I kind of dig it. I think it's awesome. So I'm going to slip my craft mat. That's not the right one. This one. Back in. And I have no bleed through, so that's nice. And since I'm working with a smaller type section, I'm just gonna go ahead and just move this mat around under it. So for this one, I want it in the lower bottom corner. And then I'll move it up here, and then over here, and then over here. And again, if I just would have gotten the wonderful sticky mat in the square size, I wouldn't have to do this. So this is improvising. And I also think that the image might have turned out a little bit more crisp if I did the other mat, but that's okay. I want to do my images. I don't think I want to do 3 down the side. Maybe I do. I don't want to do it down both. I think I just need to pick 1. Or I need to do like 1, 2, 3 images and, you know, kind of random. So this turned out so cute. I love it. I'm going to go ahead and iron it by placing, again, the parchment paper. You want parchment paper, not wax paper, anything else, and you don't want to do it without this, over the image. And I'm just going to press it onto the image for a count of about 30 seconds all over several times. Don't iron it like you would back and forth. You're just going to press, lift, press, and that'll set the image. So I'll be back with that. All right, so there is my pillowcase. I think it's super cute. Once it gets stuffed in on the bed, it's gonna be darling. Like I said, I'm doing this for my craft room. I have a day bed in there, and I want my children to always be able to come in and visit me. And my daughter really loves to lay on the bed and hang out, play on her phone, watch Netflix with me as I craft and we talk, and I want to do everything I can to encourage that. So I am throwing a ton of pillows on it, and I got even one of those couch pillows for it, as well as a really cute pom-pom blanket and a really soft plushy blanket. So yeah, it's all part of the process, and I'll post pictures of this all when I get the whole thing done. So at the end of the video, I'm sure you'll see some pictures of this all stuffed and on the bed. Until next time, happy crafting. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so. I forgot to say that. Anyway, guys, until next time, happy crafting. Bye.